Hello, Potato, and welcome to Quarantine Log number 13 on Friday the 3rd. Not Friday the 13th, we don't get one of those this month, but Friday the 3rd of April. So today I am going to just kind of pull something off the old shelf over here. You may have seen this before. Off to the side here. You can't really see it very well right now. But this book. Now, you may have wondered, because I know it's shown up in the side of some videos, what I have over here with a 50% off sticker on it that says Stephen King. And the answer to that is the pop-up book of The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon. This is a ridiculous thing to have exist. So, if you're not familiar, this book's probably about almost 20 years old now. The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon is one of Stephen King's less, at least at the beginning, less boogie monster kind of a thing, and more just kind of a tense thriller about a little girl who has become separated from her family and lost in the woods. Kind of like a Stephen King take on something like, say, Hatchet. It's kind of one of those like survivally kind of stories. But being Stephen King, it has supernatural elements. So the reason it's called The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon, and I'm going off memory, I haven't read this book since I read the book when it first came out. If I remember correctly, Tom Gordon is like a pitcher for the Boston Red Sox. If you know Stephen King, he loves the Red Sox. And the girl has like a little portable radio with her, and she's able to at night get the radio station from Boston that plays the Red Sox games. And that's why it's called The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon, because he sort of gets her through. Now, I actually was quite enjoying this book when it first came out, so much so that I actually bought the audiobook before I finished reading the book, which was a mistake, because, and I'm going to spoil a 20-year-old novel for you here, the end of the book stinks. This is clearly a book where Stephen King had no ending, and, well, I'm sure we'll get to it in the book in probably the most ridiculous way possible. So, I don't like that book. It's honestly probably my least favorite Stephen King book. Not because of what goes on for the first 95% of it, but because of what goes on in the last 5 pages. Ruins it for me. And let's be honest, Stephen King books have this issue sometimes. Under the Dome is another one where the first 800 pages of the book don't matter after one particular event that gets you towards the ending. And the ending reveal is not that great either, but it's still better than that awful TV show. That show went off the rails after episode 1. Ugh. Anyway, so today we're going to look at The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon pop-up book. This is a pop-up book. And I bought it because it was half off, $3 at, I believe, Borders. I remember Borders. I miss Borders. I like Barnes & Noble, but I like Borders better. So today we're going to flip through the pop-up book of The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon. Now, I'm not sure everything in this book even works. I don't know if I ever looked through it at the time. It was $3. So this will be a little bit of a discovery for me as well as for you. So because I'm guessing we'll have to have the whole thing in view here. Let's see what it is. And I don't think I'm going to read it to you because it's not my story to read. But let's start. So here we have the beginning. These fold out. These do fold out. We start out with our family in the car. Yeah. Driving out to the woods. And don't they look happy? Everybody wants to go hiking. They look so happy. And we're out in the woods. There's a handle on here for this reason. I should stop pulling on the camera. We're out in the woods, and the little girl, if I remember correctly, goes off to take a leak. And this does something. What does this do? Oh, that's the trail they're on. It was on camera. The little hand wiggles back and forth. And then... Is that supposed to... I don't think this is all working quite right. Oh wow, this whole thing like flips out. So they found a kind of unique way to hide all the writing in here. In all the little pages. Yeah, these all like pop out and tell the story. But we don't care about that. We care about the pop-up portions, which... Yeah, don't... This isn't going to work as well as I had hoped. But about as well as I had feared. So she's crawling under a tree, and there's snakes. And how is this? I don't get how this one's even supposed to look exactly. But I guess it's the tree falling down on her? I don't know. I suppose it would be helpful if I'd actually read the book first, wouldn't it? Alright. Here she is lost in the woods. In the rain. Oh, you see me get the lightning work? That's kind of cute. And I think this is when she gets like attacked by bees or something. Does this... Oh, yep, you can make... Oh, maybe it's like the mosquitoes or something. You can make them swarm her. And there's her radio on which she can listen to the Boston Red Sox. Oh, did this come open too? I almost skipped one. I think this is when she puts mud on her face to keep the bugs away. Wasps. I knew wasps came into it somewhere. But not just wasps. Because again, if you've never read the book, the ending's all that really matters. Because all of this is a nice story of a girl on her own. Guess that's Tom Gordon. In the woods. 3 people appeared, priests maybe, on account of their robes. "Help me," Tricia said. "I'm lost." The first priest looked like her science teacher. "I am from the god of Tom Gordon." He pointed skyward. "You're not a priority today." The second priest resembled her father. "I'm the subaudible, too weak to help." The third priest had a face of a living wasp. "I come from the god of the lost. The thing watches, it waits." "I don't believe you," Tricia cried. There's like multiple things in this one. This is actually quite cleverly done. Yep, Tom Gordon pops up behind her. And kills her. Alright, he doesn't kill her, but that would actually probably be better than the real ending. The artwork in this is actually quite nice. Does this do anything like this? Oh, yep, you can make the stars shoot. They're not pink stars falling in lines, but... So what does it do on the other side? You can make Tom Gordon wag his finger at you. Wag, 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 wag. And... Does this pop open? It does! It does! "Oh, I caught a fish, and now I shall eat it. I want my mother, I want my brother, get me the hell out of here." She fell to the ground, kicking, pounding her fists, wearing herself out, until merciful sleep came to her rescue. Yeah, I'm not sure what she's... Oh, I guess she's using the bag to catch the fish. She's using like a fishnet. So, I mean... As a story, kind of like a Hatchet type of story, it's not a bad story, which is why the ending bothers me. And I don't think that's... Is that right? That's in the pop-up books. You can't always tell if they've popped up correctly or not. Because there's bits here that feel like they should fold out more. But I guess it's just when they close up. She found... I'm skipping a pop-up, though, again. Tom Gordon, giving her good advice, I guess. This was a gate, Tom said. A gate! A gate marked the entrance to something. A path, a track, road. Tricia saw no path, only the clearing. More like an overgrown meadow surrounded by unbroken forest. And that's where she finds the car. And then the wolf that does a mini version of Cujo. And then disappears into the trees, which are full of... I hope those are leaves? Those are leaves. Those are some very disturbing bugs. Oh, maybe they're pine cones. Are they pine cones? I can't tell. But it's the 8th inning, so we're almost to the end. Oh, I guess it's the God of the Lost. That doesn't look like a wasp. All right, we're coming to the end here. Here it is. All right. So we have... So I guess it's the God of the Lost. Coming for her. He's coming for her. It's the bottom of the 9th. And the bear. It's a bear, but not just any bear. Oh, they don't show it. They don't show it. Is it described? Oh, that's actually a better shot of the bear, isn't it? I skipped a thing again. But it doesn't... I don't think I've ever actually looked through this all the way. I think I just got it and put it on the shelf as a jokey thing. Because, yeah, it doesn't seem to have the... It doesn't have the most important part. The part that annoyed me. So, there's a hunter here that shows up. A very nerdy-looking hunter in this version. And he shoots the bear. And when he shoots the bear... Is it seriously not in here? Because it's seriously the climax of the book. The Lost Monitor. It doesn't. It's not in here. At least not in what I'm seeing. So when the hunter shoots the bear, bees come out of it. Bees. It's a bee bear. It's a bear full of bees, and they didn't put that in the book, probably because they realized what a horrible weak ending it is. It's really, I mean, my impression of the book originally was that Stephen King got to like a page number he wanted, and then we're gonna end it. But yeah, there's no. It's not in here. We're gonna lose him for sure. Gordon. Come if you're coming, she said. It came, stood over her, gazed back, wasps buzzing in its throat. Eyes, 2 squirmy, buggy circles. What was this? The Walkman in her hand. Tricia came to the set position, grew still inside the God of the Lost. Sniffed her face. It was going to kill her no matter how brave she was. But so what? Time to close. She rocked into her motion, reared back, and then grunted in surprise, almost lost balance. At the moment a shot rang out, ripping off the tip of the great horned ear. Tricia let go. The high, hard one. She nailed this bear, this God of the Lost, whatever it was, right between the eyes. It bounded off on all fours. A very scared hunter ran out of the woods. Yeah, they don't have the bees. But as you can see, all things end happily, and she goes back to her family. The end. I'm almost more disappointed that they didn't have. They didn't have the bees. But this does say it was a ultimate must-have edition for Stephen King fans of all ages. And while it is, I think, the only Stephen King pop-up book in existence, at least the only official one, it's of a book that I genuinely dislike the ending of. And I'm somewhat disappointed that the ending is not relayed as I remember it in here. I guess because actually shooting the bear and having bees come swarming out of the wound would probably not really be all ages. Although one would argue having the word hell in there is also not all ages, but it is what it is. And that is what this is. So, make sure that you practice your safe social distancing, wash your hands well, and always cough into your elbow, and stay healthy so that I can see you in the next video.